don't know where I am on my Q&As, so I'll just put it in the title. For those of you joining me for the very first time, this is me just responding to questions and comments again on various different videos. I never censor my comment and always encourage people to jump in on the conversation, whether we agree, disagree, or agree to disagree. All good, say your piece. Today's date is the 17th of November, 2016. Let's jump into it. Just wanted to mention a few things. First off, about Trump. A lot of you guys may never have heard the trouble he caused here in Scotland. Yeah, I did hear about that when he got the go-ahead to build his golf course by the Sea of Aberdeen. He took Scotland's government to court several times to get industrial tribunals to take out the SEA because he didn't like the look of them. LOL. He lost every time. Even worse, a bunch of houses not near his course were in his eye line. He asked the folks to leave their homes, threatened them with all sorts of legal shit, even had their gas and electric switched off. Make no mistake, he is a bully to everyone and anyone in the world that is him with power. Not good for anybody if he gets in. Doesn't matter what he promises. Second, the thing was about North Korea. Long-range missiles is their only threat. An ex-Special Forces guy explained to me when I was in the military, they can't travel to fight. They are totally grounded. That is true, yeah. To go by sea, they would have to go through South Korea. That's not going to happen. They can't go north by land. They are landlocked. They pose no world threat. I agree. Like you say, the missiles they fire in anger would be shot down. Anyways, just a couple of things I thought I might be worth a while mentioning. Keep up the good work, brother. Thank you. Yeah, well, as far as Trump, yeah, Trump I think is a ruthless businessman. That said, I still, again, the only thing we can do is judge him by his actions. Yes, I know about the things in Scotland. Trump is not perfect. Everybody knows that. People that voted for him know that, that type of thing. But I think he's going to be a better for the world. He's definitely not going to be a Saddam Hussein or a Joseph Stalin, I don't think. I do believe he will be a fierce negotiator for business. And I mean, the business aspect of the markets and stuff like that are liking a Donald Trump win. Even up here in Canada, the leftist CBC was like surprised when the business community in Canada, like something like 80-some% were in favor of a Donald Trump win. Why? Because he's going to make business better, right? But as far as Donald Trump as a nice guy, I wouldn't say he's a nice guy. Guys like that don't get where they are by being nice. But I don't think he's going to be... I don't think he's going to be on the other side of the coin as much. New World Order type of thing. I think he's probably going to be a better for the States. Because if the States doesn't get prosperity soon, like true prosperity, not the fake Obama prosperity, but like real prosperity, because people are starting to realize they're getting more poor. They're ready to revolt, and they know who's doing it. So they have to save the system a bit. Because if they don't, they're going to get if Donald Trump fails, it's full-out civil war in the States. And once there's civil war in the States, well, Europe is going to go too. And I think that might happen anyway in Europe. I mean, the 10th Crusade is still on as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, yeah. And as far as North Korea, yeah, I've always said, like, the oh my God, North Korea's got a missile. Yeah, they've got one missile. It takes them 2 weeks to set the damn thing up. It's like a sneak attack is just not going to happen with North Korea. I'm not saying they can't do other things. I think regionally they can be a pest, but they would only work if they were to support China, for example, by sending the North Korean submarines out to like strategic places to sink shipping or attack harbors or something like that. They could do that. Be a pain in the ass to South Korea. They can do that. But other than that, they really don't. They don't have mobility, so they're not the world threat that the U.S. is. They're using them as an excuse to go out, to stay in the region. And you are right. Right. Trump might become president, but he has to tons of there has been tons of philosophers in history that have predicted that Obama is going to be the last president of America. Call it conspiracy, call it complete lie, but facts are there. Even Nostradamus predicted it. The election in the U.S. is going to be thrown, or Trump isn't going to win, and civil war is going to break out. Mark my words. February 2017, when Obama is due to leave office, civil war is going to break out. Well, that still might happen, because look at not my president, I think like 5 city blocks of buses bussed in by George Soros. The man, I mean, again, if you're law enforcement or military and you're watching this, okay, you know, and if you're DHS and you're watching this, George Soros, okay, how is this man beyond touchable? He's in the States right now. Nab him now. Take him away to Guantanamo. You got the NDA on your side. Take him away. Waterboard the bastard and find out all the details of why he's doing what he's doing. He's not doing this for his own good. He's doing, that's part of it, sure, but he's doing it for other people. He's doing it for the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and God knows who else. Same with Kissinger. Round these people up. Get it done because it's you or them. Do you love your family or not? You know, if I do that, it might ruin my career. Your country's about to go into a civil war. You know? Sacrifices. You'll get another job, for fuck's sakes. Like, oh my God. And you call yourself a patriot. You know what I mean? Like, really. Deputize me, I'll have it done in 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, one charge, crimes against humanity. Really easy to do, really easy to prove. Use their own words against them. We're indicting him on this. He did this. Color Revolution is opensociety.org or whatever. Has funded the Black Lives Matter, which is basically a terrorist group. If you really look at it, they create terrorism amongst their own. On top of that, destabilize. It's purposely, sabotaging and attacking countries. He armed neo-Nazis in the Ukraine to overthrow a government, and he openly admits this stuff. And he's a Nazi war criminal on top of that. You can't even make this stuff up. This guy is just so horrible. And he walks free. Why? Again, what was that excuse? He's sitting there with Clinton right now in Washington. Shouldn't you maybe kind of get some guys together, have a plan, kick down a door or two? You got handcuffs? I'll go and buy you some if you need some. So like the Not My President protesters. Look who the protesters are. Yeah, you got your white SJWs there, but those people are just stupid anyway. The rest of them are all curled up on a ball on the ground, screaming and crying. And I'm going to do another video on how Hillary Clinton has become a religious icon. Much like Mao Zedong or what you call it, like very like Kim Jong-un or Kim Jong-il. Very same type of people. The people that are crying on the ground have the same brainwashing towards Hillary Clinton as the North Koreans had towards Kim Jong-il. Not all of them, but some of them. I mean, there were some that you had to, the North Korean guards would say, okay, make sure you're crying at the funeral and make it look good. And the other ones, they didn't have to put the rifles on. You know what I mean? Because they were that brainwashed. Well, Hillary Clinton supporters are pretty much the same. Maybe not all of them, but the ones that are curled up in a ball right now, yeah, you got to question their mentality. But that said, get these bastards in jail. It's us or them. 200 people or 200 organizations through the open George Soros funded. I mean, again, he funded these people, and you can prove it so easily. He openly admits this stuff. This man he's a national terror. He is, like, you can call him enemy of state, but he's a national terror. Like, I mean, again, stop him. And something that they said on Red Ice I thought was really good was they got all these organizations like, the DHS and the FBI and all that watching, like, all these white supremacists. Apparently every white person turned into a white supremacist the day after the election. And so they got all these FBI agents that are watching, like, Red Ice and Alex Jones and stuff like that. And then they wonder how these people are like, oh my God, like, okay, well, this guy, okay, well, we're supposed to watch him and see if he steps out of line so we can arrest him. And then all of a sudden, hey, wait a minute, this guy's making sense. Yeah, Alex Jones, some of the stuff he puts on a little thick, but there's a lot of what he talks about is real. That's why right now Alex Jones is going to be probably taken off the air under this new vetting the media type of thing, where if it's not considered real media, or what they call the fake media, which is all alternative, none of it is CNN or anything like that, is not vetted. So who gets to decide what the real media is? Now, of course, this is going to backfire. It'll backfire in other ways, but it'll be tough at first. You have to understand, at some point, there's going to be a system to compete with Google, and people are going to jump the Google ship that fast. Yes, they've got monopoly, but if people don't buy your product, they don't use your product. It doesn't take much of a... The first person that opens up a YouTube-like website that, pays and stuff like that, and advertising and all that, they're going to make a killing doing this. And if they go with the premises, we don't censor anything, bang, you're going to get everybody. You'll see an exodus from the Googles and stuff like that, competitors to Facebook and stuff like that. Oh, yeah, but those guys could just shut you down so fast. Well, they can and they can't. It's not as cut and dry in that. Again, there's so many ways around it, right? So, but anyway, Yeah. A lot of ISIS members are also CIA in costumes. If you look at some of the ISIS guys' pictures, yeah, those are Mossad guys. A lot of them are fake Hollywood spray tans, not even spray tans. Not even kidding. Fake beards, fake clothing. Yeah, there's one guy. It's really obvious. In my opinion, they are looking at one huge play. The Putin is on it as well. Every single one of them is a Zionist or neocon working purely for the banker's interest. Also, Assad is indeed some sort of secret service agent. Everything about Assad is almost as if he is from the West. So Assad is basically another Barack Obama, except he is from the West and playing a role in the Middle East to stir things up. So whatever you want, but I'm almost certain that this is all factual. Putin is going along with it. Syria and Assad are putting on the main part of this show. So is the Saudis, Saudi Arabia. It is all a Western-backed chaos. I follow these vids every day, and this is why I'm connecting the dots. It's all about oil, power, and land and countries. Yeah, we don't know. That you could be 100% right there, but one thing we do know. We'll just use the oil angle of it for now. Like, I mean, those pipelines, again, I do believe the Russians are fighting for, their spot in the world for sure, to be able to, have, but again, even if the Russians are in on it, like, it wouldn't make sense from some angles, because they've had the opportunity to go to war. If that's what was on the table. We go to war, we wipe out half of humanity or more, and the Georgia's Guidestones, and we'll stop there. 500 million on the planet, no more. Okay, fine. They could have done that. They've had several chances to do that. The other thing is the angle of it that controlled opposition. Okay, well, ISIS fighting, being supported by the United States and fighting Russia. You could say, yeah, okay, but then you would be catching the Russians, supplying the weapons to the ISIS guys too. I mean, look at Chechnya. The Russians back both sides. So it is a possibility, but I don't think it's very likely because the economic aspect of it says a different tune. That the Russians are really going to move with the Chinese into getting their special drawing rights and the right to their place in the world. As soon as they have that, the Anglo-American Empire is dead. So that said, the other spin on this is that they use this on purpose to make so much hatred towards Israel, and like Paul Craig Roberts said, so much hatred towards Israel and the United States that they always have an enemy to fight. That's another aspect. The other aspect in the long con, and this could be part of the Trump thing, is that the Chinese want the United States to break up. The best way to do that is have a civil war. They break up the United States into a civil war and secession movements. Guess what? The Chinese can come in and buy everything. So Hillary Clinton does look like she has kind of been more turned by the Chinese. She is communist. There's no doubt about that. That's not figurative speech. That is her ideology. So, yeah, it's hard to say how dirty this game is, especially when we're talking about these world elites. But anyway, I'll leave it at that. Anyway, if you like this kind of content, please consider making a donation channel. Links down below. Thank you so much to everybody. Guys, next time, rate, subscribe, share, comment, like, be true to yourself, be true to others, always do the right thing, and have yourselves a great day. Hey, and welcome. Q&A, whatever it is. I don't know where I am on my Q&As, so I'll just put it in the title. For those of you joining me for the very first time, this is me just responding to questions and comments again on various different videos. I never censor my comment and always encourage people to jump in on the conversation, whether we agree, disagree, or agree to disagree. All good, say your piece. Today's date is the 17th of November, 2016. Let's jump into it. Just wanted to mention a few things. First off, about Trump. A lot of you guys may never have heard the trouble he caused here in Scotland. Yeah, I did hear about that when he got the go-ahead to build his golf course by the Sea of Aberdeen. He took Scotland's government to court several times to get industrial tribunals to take out the SEA because he didn't like the look of them. LOL. He lost every time. Even worse, a bunch of houses not near his course were in his eye line. He asked the folks to leave their homes, threatened them with all sorts of legal shit, even had their gas and electric switched off. Make no mistake, he is a bully to everyone and anyone in the world that is him with power. Not good for anybody if he gets in. Doesn't matter what he promises. Second, the thing was about North Korea. Long-range missiles is their only threat. An ex-Special Forces guy explained to me when I was in the military, they can't travel to fight. They are totally grounded. That is true, yeah. To go by sea, they would have to go through South Korea. That's not going to happen. They can't go north by land. They are landlocked. They pose no world threat. I agree. Like you say, the missiles they fire in anger would be shot down. Anyways, just a couple of things I thought I might be worth a while mentioning. Keep up the good work, brother. Thank you.